Hello. I would like to talk to you about caregiver crisis. The record number of elderly parents are living with their adult children as a result of many things. Uh, Higher cost of living, economy, and cost of medical care. 40% of caregivers who work full-time report missing work on a regular basis as they try to meet the needs of their elderly loved ones. And you can see how this could affect their financial situation as well. The U.S. Census Bureau reported in 2008 that 3.6 million elderly were living with their adult children. There's many stressors that affect families that care for their elderly loved ones. It's upsetting for them to watch loved ones lose their independence. They switch roles. The elderly parents are now needing help rather than providing it. They have an increased responsibility of caring for the aging parent, often accompanied by caring for young children. Interference with own personal relationships. Relationships suffer due to the increased obligation of caring for their parents. Work can be affected. Work days are often missed, or productivity isn't as it should be. They're using all their energy on taking care of their parents. This can affect finances. It can change how the parent-child relationship is. The child becomes bitter because they're just tired from taking care of them. They don't know how to cope with that. The health of the caregiver can then become compromised from the stress. Compassion fatigue is something that caregivers can suffer from. It's a process. It is the end result of a cascade of events that in turn may lead to caregiver depression, increased burden, strain, decreased relationship quality, as Day said in 2011. It may also lead to the termination of the caregiving relationship through premature admission to long-term care facilities, abuse, neglect of the other recipient. Knowledge of compassion fatigue in family caregivers will lead to development of interventions to reduce the devastating outcome. Interventions may include anticipatory guidance for caregivers, identified at risk for compassion fatigue. What can we do as providers? The most unmet needs reported by people with dementia, caregivers, and professionals were in the areas of daytime activities, company, and psychological distress. However, people with dementia rated psychological distress as the commonest unmet need. So what we can do: provide the family with the resources and support they need. Treat mental, physical, and social, as well as spiritual health, while monitoring the needs of the caregiver. We have to keep the caregiver healthy. Look for signs of stress or depression, as we spoke about the compassion fatigue. Recognize the absence of support systems and provide needed resources to both the caregiver and the patient. Some resources I've listed is the Southeast Tennessee Agency of Aging and Disability. They can bring meals, give the family caregiver support, help them, homemaking services. There's health promotion programs for senior citizens. Always we can consult with the Administration on Aging to look for further resources. I've listed their number here. The Family Caregiver Support Program is a national program, and it resulted as part of the Older Americans Act in 2000. It was developed by the Administration of Aging after listening to the needs expressed by hundreds of family caregivers in discussions held across the country. This program offers 3 categories of service. Support. They give caregiver workshops, conferences, and support groups to assist caregivers in making decisions and solving problems relating to their caregiving roles. Respite care caregivers may choose to use adult daycare, short-term in-home respite care, or personal care. Supplementary services are personal emergency response systems, help with purchasing medical supplies not covered by insurance, and even minor repairs in their homes or modifications if they need it. In Southeast Tennessee, after being enrolled in the Family Caregiver Support Program, the primary caregiver in this program may use up to $2,000 in respite services over 12 months. The key concept in the program is the caregiver's choice. And there are my references.